All right, so this was posted by Scrabble Eddie. Thank you, Scrabble. And this is a YouTube clip with Richard Wolff. We're going to watch a little bit of it. Boom, check that out. We're watching videos together. Watching videos.
All day, every day.
Whatever, Grammarly. I don't care. We're not going to watch this whole thing.
Welcome to On Contact. Today we discuss the coming collapse of the American economic system with economist Richard Wolff.
All right, so this is a light one.
To a capitalist system because we've been afraid to debate it. And when you give a free pass to any institution, you create the conditions for it to rot.
See?
Right behind the facade, and that's what I think is happening.
They have to put this on everything.
Income inequality in the United States has not been this pronounced in over a century. The top 10% has 50% of the country's income, and the top 1% has 20% of the income. While a quarter of all American workers struggle on wages of less than $10 an hour, putting them below the poverty line, the salaries of the CEOs of top corporations are often in the billions of dollars. This income inequality is global. The richest 1% of the world's population controls 40% of the world's wealth. What does inequality this pronounced mean?
He's right, it's global. Chris Hedges is absolutely right. But, I mean, to the best of my knowledge, our numbers in the United States are exceptionally higher than pretty much all other countries. So while that is true, I mean, neoliberalism is a worldwide disease. We really have it on extra amped up steroids here in the United States. All right, let's get to Richard Wolff, shall we? Let's see. Here he is.
And it happened because the last time capitalism crashed in 1929, and that was the only one worse than what we are living through now since 2008, at that moment in history, we had a different American response. The mass of working people joined unions. These are people whose parents hadn't been in a union, they had never been in a union. They saw the union as a way to get through this depression with less damage than you otherwise would have had to undergo. And they joined socialist and communist parties, and those parties worked together with the labor union, the CIO, and you had a mass, and I don't use this word lightly, a mass uprising of victims of capitalism shaking their finger at the system and basically giving Mr. Roosevelt and the political elite an ultimatum.
And that's exactly what needs to happen today. There have been articles out there that say that today's left mirrors the left of the 20s and 30s. Now, the articles that I'm referring to have come from corporate outlets, and they're saying that like it's a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. It's a necessary thing. We need to mirror the left of the 20s and 30s, meaning economics is the big elephant in the room, and we connect these economic issues to all the other issues. And we have to fight for workers' rights. We have to fight for more income inequality, and that's what has to be done. Because when they rose up, we had a thriving middle class for about 30 years. We had strong unions, maybe even more than 30 years. And then in the 70s, it started taking another ugly turn. And now we're marrying the Great Depression all over again. So what we need is our FDR. What we need is the rise in the working class. And that's why playing the status quo game with the Democratic establishment isn't good enough. It's not good enough. Lesser of two evils isn't good enough. Incrementalism isn't good enough. There's a time for incrementalism, and then there are times for sharp turns. If this isn't a time for a sharp turn, what is? This is a time for a sharp turn. And if we don't have one, it's going to be too late. So the people that say, oh, lesser of two evils, Trump, lesser of two evils, they're completely misdirected. That's not the way to look at it. The wrong way to look at it is saying, hey, Trump is so bad, we just got to settle for anything that's not Trump. That's the wrong way to look at it. The right way to look at it, Trump is a point of crisis. We have reached a point of crisis. And 40 years of bullshit have gotten us to this point. we need to shift the status quo or we're never going to solve this problem. We're just going to get another Trump in 4 to 8 years, and the next one will be even worse because it will likely be a more competent president. Hey guys, thanks for watching. That was a clip from Get Your News On with Ron, the world's first viewer-curated streaming news show. What does that mean? That means I log on to a stream and people tweet me articles over on Twitter at Ron Placone, or they use our Reddit subsection, which is just Get Your News On with Ron over on Reddit. And that's how we build the show. I'm seeing all these articles for the first time. We are literally getting our news on together. Follow me on Twitter at Ron Placone so you can participate. And this show streams live every Tuesday through Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So please do tune in. If you want to support this show, you can do so over on patreon.com/Ron Placone, where for as low as $1 a month, you get access to exclusive podcasts every week, exclusive videos, free tickets to shows when I'm performing in your town, and more for as low as $1 a month. Please do consider it. Thank you so much for your support. This has been Get Your News On with Ron.